I'm really excited about what's going to be happening in just a little bit. Cage there?
Oh, there's a good picture. The heartbeat is right there.
Now I'd like you to let me know in the comments if you have ever done an ultrasound on your goats or not. For me, this will be the first time that we have done an ultrasound on the goats. For one, I think I thought that it would be really expensive. And so I was calling the vet and I asked them last week, I said, do you guys have the pee test so I can check for pregnancy? And they're like, no, we don't have that. I guess you can buy it online, but we can do an ultrasound. I was like, well, how much does it cost? How much does an ultrasound for a goat cost? Because honestly, I really thought that it would be a lot more expensive than it was and what they said. So at first the gal said, well, it's $55. And I was like, holy cow, okay, we're not gonna be doing that. And then she called back and said, oh, I misquoted. That's not how much it is. It's actually $10 a goat. So I said, okay, let's do that this year. So this year I bred my goats a little bit differently. Previous years, all the years previously, I would get my buck, put him in with the does and let him take care of it all. And I have never had any problems with that. Never had any breed up problems. I never saw a goat go back into heat. I've never had a goat that didn't get bred. And so this year, I really though wanted to spread out my milking times so that I could stagger them a bit and have more milk year round instead of the 2 to 4 months, depending on the year, of not having any milk at all. Because I would always dry them up at the same time because I was breeding them at the same time, and then they would kid at the same time. So I was wanting to stagger that a bit. And this year it worked out pretty good. You know, 2 of them did go back into heat, and that surprised me. It honestly kind of worried me because I was like, oh no, this isn't working. So I kept watching for heat, watching to make sure that these lovely gals didn't go back into heat. And when they did, the 2 of them, I put them back in with the buck, and I haven't seen them go back into heat since. So they are over the 45 days. Well, actually one of them is about 40 days, and they want them to be about 45 days of pregnancy to ultrasound them. So it's always fun to just do something for the first time. So we're gonna see what's inside these lovely ladies, and we'll take an inside look, so to speak. What do you guys think of that? So I've been watching our weather very carefully these next few days. This next week we are, I guess, gonna finally get some serious winter up here in Montana. It's showing negative, and see what I said negative. I have one of my winter videos that I said minus, I guess. I don't know, and I'm like, do I say minus or negative? I don't know. I guess in that video I was so cold I was having a brain freeze when I was recording it, and I said minus instead of negative. So I'm saying negative now. Anyways, people were quite bothered that I used the word minus, so I'm sorry about that. Okay, so the weather is going to be negative, awful negative this next week. We're getting 4 days of snow, and it's showing, oh, what did it say? Silly things like -21 as a low, and as a high -2, which means that with probably the wind chill and all of that it will be probably feels like temperature of way colder than that. And you know, I don't mind the snow and cold, you know, the cold that's like normal cold, that's just winter cold. But when it gets to those negative numbers, that's when I really start to worry about the animals more. But like I explained in all my winter videos about the goats, they really do have a built-in system to be taken care of. They take care of themselves, and we'll get them nestled up here in the barn and all of that. So I just sometimes wish that it didn't get quite so cold. It's not fun when your fingers and nose hairs are frozen while you're doing chores. But how's the weather like where you are? It's really windy out here. wouldn't you know that the day that we're getting an ultrasound, and when I just said that I haven't seen my goats coming back into heat, that Eva is in heat. She should be. She was the last one bred. She should be about 40 days along, and I didn't see her go into heat last time, and now here she is. Now this is something that my husband had mentioned to me when I said, oh, two of them have come back into heat. He said, well, actually, I've heard that there's been a tough breed up here in our area this year. And see, I don't know if that is kind of just in our area or more widespread, so I don't know that. But he said, you know, I'm not surprised that they did go back into heat and didn't get bred the first time. So it makes you wonder. I don't know why those things happen, but so I'm gonna now need to get her in with the buck. Golly, I guess this spreads out the kidding year more and the milking season. So the vet just went and got some to go get some lube. We're gonna get a good picture of our Opal here. She is bred, so this will be her first freshening, and so that's exciting to see that she's bred. Hey.
Good milker, you gotta be glad to know.
Yeah, it's gonna be a little cold, sis. So, when you're doing ultrasound, air is the enemy.
I see it.
That is the backbone
Okay.
right there. See if we can't get you a good heartbeat like I had. There's the rib cage.
Yeah. So it was this right here's the
Exactly. Yep, that's the rib cage.
Okay.
Oh, there was two. So rib cage. So we go back in the goat. This is a head of another one. There's the skull.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Okay, there's another head. Totally different location.
Oh, so there's three?
No, there's two so far.
Oh, okay. I thought.
One head right there.
Okay.
Okay. Come around here. There's another head up in the right up there.
That little circle
Yep,
right there.
exactly.
Okay.
So you got two in there for sure. They're going to be really tough to count. So if you wanted to really get after this, we'd shave a patch, hold them down on their side, and then you could probably do a pretty good job of counting these at this point. I don't know how important that is.
No, I don't think it probably is. I mean, it's kind of fun to know, but really it's just knowing she's bred.
Yep.
And so, based on this,
Oh, hold on. Let's play. Will you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Will you put your finger right here? And when I tell you to push hard. Yeah, I'm going to get a picture, and you're going to freeze that picture for me. That's what you're doing. Let me get the picture back here. Oh. Ready?
so she was born on bred on November 22nd. So it looks like April 21st is her due date.
And I keep getting a side view. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get this head straight up and down so that we can actually measure it, that we'll see how accurate its dates are. Go.
Push it. See.
Push it. Good job. Okay, that's not a very good picture as far as seeing the whole thing, but that's exactly what I need. I need that edge and that edge.
So she's kind of on track.
Cool.
April 21st.
Okay. Black fluid always shows up black.
Okay.
So what I think I just saw were some cotyledons.
And what did you call them?
Cotyledons are the buttons. It's the attachment between the uterus and the amniotic sac.
Maybe you should have trimmed up the hair.
Well, to do it properly, you're right. We should shave them, but it's cold out. And this next week,
it's going to be really cold. Fiona, you better be bred. Because I haven't seen her come back into heat.
our baby's right down here.
Yeah, I can see it moving.
There's a rib cage right there.
Yeah.
There's a heartbeat right there.
Oh, yeah.
I can see it moving.
You're right. It is.
You aren't moving it.
Okay, so they're like just... What are they?
They're actually pretty close to the size. They're probably about
That big?
that big.
Okay.
See it moving in there?
Yeah.
I'll be the baby once out.
Not quite yet.
Yeah.
We got a little developing to do. That's a leg, is what you're seeing right here, this white thing.
Okay, yeah.
This is the umbilical cord coming down.
Ribs.
Back to ribs, yep.
There.
Goat number 2 is pregnant.
Cool. Very good. There we go. Good job. You can do this. That looks like a spine.
Mm-hmm. Little bugger just moved.
It's shy.
Probably know it's being watched.
Do you see that, bud? The rib cage there?
Oh, there's a good picture. The heartbeat is right there. So I think you got one amniotic sac here.
Okay.
You have another one underneath here.
Okay.
So I think there's 2 in there for sure.
Uh-oh.
You just take your pick.
Just go, babe.
Go.
Go ahead. Faith is her name?
Yeah.
Yeah, fake mountain goat.
Yeah,
Remember
this
me.
kid is substantially bigger.
Okay.
That's our skull right there.
Okay, yeah. Much bigger than the other ones, isn't it?
Yeah, it is substantial.
Yeah.
Will you poke the freeze button for me? Right there. Perfect. Good job.
April 1st, she should be here.
When was she bred then?
November 2nd.
There's 90
and then a couple.
plus 4, 94 days, and that says she's about 100 days. That's right on.
I don't know. It's one thing I know. You can't jump up right here. I don't know. This one. Good job. Right. There you go.
Oh, sorry.
So the rib cage. Okay, so next time, I think we should really get after it and like shave these goats.
Shave them?
Uh-huh.
We'll get it going.
Yeah, there's so much hair right now that I have a hard time getting through the hair to get a really good picture. I mean, you can tell,
Right.
but it's not like on a goat. You should be able to count ribs and see the rumen in that kid. There's a hole right in the middle of where that kid is. Yes,
Right there,
that's
okay.
exactly, that's the rumen
Okay.
in that kid. We're not going to do very good on numbers today. We'd have to really shave them. So there's 2 for sure. I bet you could even sex these things. Like I said, it'd take a whole, you'd have to shave a whole swath here. And you know, at this point in the year, it's a little chilly for that.
Cabin weather, ain't it?
That's just on time.
And then every one of them are going to start complaining about how miserable it is.
Well,
Just
every
a
one of
glow
them,
about you.
I've been so tickled pink about, oh man, this is the nicest winter ever. How long have you guys been doing this? So that was the last one?
Yes, right?
Okay. So going forward, Dels, I think we should experiment and we should, let's find out how, these are easy. I want to know, where's the break? Where can you effectively ultrasound a goat and say pregnant or not?
Okay. And then as far as that though, should I try to get an ultrasound on her? I mean, I guess the one that's in there now in 30 days, we could do the 30-day thing. Okay. Let's do that.
I'm not even going to charge you for it. I just want to know.
Okay.
All right, so the vet just left and all the goats are pregnant, yay, except for the one that's in with the buck. So the good and cool thing with that, though, is that we're gonna do some experimenting with that goat and we'll have him back in about 30 days and we're gonna see if in 30 days we can tell if there is a pregnancy there. And so that'll be interesting to see because, you know, usually as far as I understand it, they like to have about 45 days of pregnancy to see if there is anything going on. And so we're gonna try that at 30 days. So we'll see if Eva's bred then. She better be. I don't know what I'll do if she's not. So it just really is so wonderful to have a vet in the area that is knowledgeable about goats, that is willing to do the goats and help me with this and really just to help me learn about them. I am very thankful for that because there is a lot to know. Everything with goats is off-label and in a lot of areas there's just not vets that, and I know this from the emails that I get from you guys, that there are just not vets in your area that even want to deal with goats or that know about goats. And so I am really thankful. Thank you, Thank you, Doc Carlson, for all you do for our community and for us. We really appreciate it. And so I hope that you guys watching are able to find and keep your eyes out for that vet that really can help you with your goats as well. It's definitely a blessing. All right, so we had an ultrasound for each goat, and it is $10 an ultrasound for the goats plus the travel to get here. We actually don't live very far, so there won't be much travel time added to that. So that kind of gives you an idea of what to expect if you wanted to get your goats ultrasounded. I hope you have a great week with your goats. I hope that you have a marvelous kidding season coming up, and we'll be looking forward to happy hopping goats in the next couple of months. Thanks for watching. Have a great week. Give those goats a big hug for me, and we'll see you in the next one.